Welcome to bowl season, everybody, as we are in the final episode of season 2 of the South Carolina Gamecocks Revamped Dynasty. We are here in the Outback Bowl. This has been a familiar sight to us Carolina fans the last couple of years, or I guess we can go back farther than that, but Michigan and South Carolina taking on each other. We've got a number 12, number 11 matchup. The Wolverines have had a very, very good rushing offense, as you can see behind Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards. This team has been basically unstoppable on the ground. But today the Gamecocks at Raymond James Stadium look to put that to an end, or at least give it a little bit of a resistance as they get the ball first to start the day. 1st and 10. Rattler, he's back in the game for the first time for the last couple of weeks, and he's going to get a nice pass to Marshawn Lloyd. He got a starting job back about 3 weeks ago against against Florida. And now the Gamecocks have been doing amazing ever since. And why stop when Landon Sampson continues his magic on jet sweeps? He's got 16 on the ground, and the Gamecocks now 1st and 10 down on the 50-yard line. Rattler's going to want to throw this one. Instead, he rolls right into the pressure, and he gets blindsided from the back, and he is going down. That's Cody Jones with the first sack of the day up the middle. Rattler really didn't have a chance to see him coming. Once he finally turned his head, it was too late. And a 3rd and 14 is where they pick up now. Rattler is Marshawn Lloyd's to his right. We have yet to see him carry the ball today. Lloyd is going to go out. Rattler's going to find Kenyon and about 6 yards. Nowhere close to the first down marker, so the Wolverines will get their first opportunity of the day. 2nd and 2 is where we will pick up with them. McNamara is going to fire a screen, but that one's going nowhere as Andrell Anthony, he's credited with a 6-yard loss on the screenplay. Probably should have just dropped that one, but instead the Wolverines now face a 3rd and 8. It's going to be a pass play to the sidelines and a beautiful catch by Morian Walker. He's got 10 yards on the sideline. 2nd and 7 now for the Wolverines. McNamara is going to take the snap and hand it off to Donovan Edwards, who scrums up the left side. And a good running back end out of this backfield. Donovan Edwards has 20. 2nd and 6 now for McNamara and company. He is going to be in the shotgun. He's looking to bring a guy in motion, but he stays. McNamara is going to throw it this time, and Christian Dixon with 3 yards on that catch, but they are forced to go for a 3rd and 3. So it's manageable, but still not a first down. McNamara wants to throw. He's going to fire down towards the end zone, then should have been picked off. Marcellus Dial drops it, and the Wolverines are going to go for the 4th and 3 on their first drive of the day. Tight end comes in motion. It's a 2-back set, so McNamara has all kinds of support in the backfield. It's going to be an option. He's going to pitch it to Blake Corum, who's got the first down and then some as he weaves up the field, and he's got 11 yards. The Wolverines strike earlier in this game than anticipated, and it's about to be a tough situation for the Gamecocks. On a 1st and 15, though, they make Blake Corum regret taking that one as Alex Huntley meets him at the line of scrimmage and forces him back. And now 3rd and 7. McNamara steps into the pocket, fires to the corner, and it's a touchdown. A.J. Henning with a rolling reception. He had to go up and grab that one, bring it down, and keep both of his feet in bounds, and it is just a beautiful, beautiful sight to see when it's a touchdown like that. A.J. Henning with a good one, and the Wolverines now are up 7-0 as we go into the final minute of this quarter, and Rattler's intercepted by Hillgreen immediately afterwards. Couldn't even finish my sentence, but Spencer Rattler delivers an interception right to the linebacker. I mean, he threw it straight to him, the underneath linebacker, and McNamara does the easiest thing in the world as he just hands it off to Blake Corum, and he has a touchdown on the ground already. 14-0 for the Wolverines as the Gamecocks will get the ball back in the second quarter, and they are under a lot of pressure already to make this game a little bit closer. Marshawn Lloyd is just trying to do everything he can to get some yards back, but that is a 2-yard gain on the first down pass. Now 3rd and 8. Rattler on the play action. He rolls out. Really nowhere to go, and he fires it. It's intercepted again. This one's the underneath man. It's Johnson again, who weaves out of the sidelines, and he is going to be pushed out by Marshawn Lloyd. He just read that one like a book. Will Johnson came underneath, and he just snatches that one out of the air. And as you can see, I mean, that was a open receiver. If Spencer Rattler makes the pass where it needs to be thrown, Unfortunately for us, he just couldn't make that pass quite on target. Now a 2nd and 10. McNamara is going to keep it with Corum on the ground, and why would you not when he's running like that? 12 yards for Blake Corum on the ground, and he has got 42 on the day already. 1st and goal for the Wolverines as they're going to give it to Corum again, and he's got a touchdown untouched again. 4 yards out. Beautifully run by the Wolverines, and they are executing at 100% capacity right now. The Wolverines are 2nd and 6 for the Gamecocks. They're back on the field looking to, I guess, get this offense going. Rattler's going to take the snap out of the shotgun. He wants to roll out of the right side, and he's just, man, he couldn't even get the pass off. Hit as he throws it, and that one just thankfully falls harmlessly to the ground. Now 3rd and 6 for the Gamecocks. Rattler in his final game as a Gamecock fires outside to Juice Wells, who's just drops it out of the mid-air. He had a catch in his hands. Would have been tough to make, but the Gamecocks stall out again. And McNamara and company have a chance to go up by 4 scores, but instead he's going to get sacked on 1st and 10. That's going to be a loss of 7. Terrell Dawkins comes in for the sack, and now the Wolverines in a bit of a hole as they're going to take the snap. Play action, fire to Anthony, and he's just going to erase all of that hard work. Andrell Anthony with an 18-yard catch. He's got a 1st down for the Wolverines as we get around 5 minutes left in this 2nd quarter. It's going to be another pass play from McNamara. He's going to take the snap and fire into coverage. It's intercepted by Cam Smith. Smith is going to turn up the field, and he's across the 40 before he is pushed to the ground as he read that one perfectly, jumps in front of it, and makes McNamara regret making the pass. And Marshawn Lloyd trying to get his feet underneath him as he's got 11 on the ground. 3rd and 1 now for the Gamecocks. Rattler, he is going to give it to Lloyd again, who does not get it. He gets stuffed. And the Gamecocks, big question mark here. 4th and inches. Do you go for it down 21? You've got to think so. And they barely get it. Marshawn Lloyd stumbling forward, doing everything he can to get past that line of scrimmage or that 1st down marker. And that is going to be a move those chains for the Gamecocks. 2nd and 8, Rattler rolling, and he just does everything in his power to get rid of that one. He was under all kinds of pressure, and nobody was open. So now it's a 3rd and 8 for the Gamecocks. Rattler, he wants to go to the air, and it's, oh man, should have been intercepted by Cody Jones. Jumps the route beautifully, but instead they live to fight another day on a 4th and 8. Rattler wants to throw, steps into the pocket, fires towards the end zone. He had a guy beat, Juice Wells did, but that pass is about 15 yards too far for Antoine Wells, and Spencer Rattler continues to look rattled. McNamara is going to go across the middle to Breedson, who's got the catch, and then some. Max Breedson with 36 yards on the air, and the Wolverines are moving now. 1.5 minutes remains in the 2nd quarter. McNamara on a 1st and 10 is going to bring his man in motion to the left side from the right side. He wants to bring another man in motion so they can get Corum all alone on the right side, but it's still a beautifully read play. And the Gamecocks cut that run short. Now 3rd and 8 for the Wolverines. McNamara, he wants to throw again. He's going to go towards the end zone, and he fires to Henning, who A.J. Henning, another nice catch, has a 10-yard catch there and a 1st down for the Wolverines. 30 seconds in counting. McNamara, 2nd and goal, under pressure, fires at the last second, and he's got a touchdown. Darius Clemens comes back to it. Beautifully run play, and the Wolverines, they have basically just run this offense perfectly as Cade McNamara sets the record for most touchdown passes in a season by a Wolverines quarterback. Rattler on the next play, though, 1st and 10. He wants to roll out of the pocket, fires into coverage, but Sampson comes down with it. Racing off to the races and down past the 30 and across to the 23 for the Gamecocks as they have went all the way down the field. 19 seconds left. Rattler, 1st and 10, fires on the curl route. Rucker open, makes a man miss, and he's into the end zone. 22 yards, Corey Rucker, and the Gamecocks down 28-0, have a beautifully run, not even a 2-minute drill, a 30-second drill, and they get into the end zone late in this half, considering the Wolverines will be getting the ball first. That was the best case scenario for the Gamecocks today. Well, not the exact way I wanted that first half to go, but a good momentum booster to end that first half on, at least the 2nd quarter, I guess you could say, as we are only down by 3 touchdowns. Originally it was 4. Every little bit helps, but the Wolverines offense has been running beautifully today. and they get the ball first. McNamara was under center. Instead, he wants to throw it. He breaks the sack, launches into coverage, and it's intercepted on the first play of the second half. Anthony Rose lurking in the middle of the field like a beautiful safety, and that is a great momentum shifter right there for the Gamecocks. They have a chance now to cut this down to just 2 scores as Marshawn Lloyd rumbles forward. He's going to be credited with 10 yards as he is flipped over by his left shoulder pad. And the Gamecocks now 1st and 10. Rattler out of the shotgun, play action, fires on the curl route. Juice Wells bouncing off of one man, spinning down, and he is pushed up to the ground, but 20 yards for the Gamecocks on that one. Now 1st and 10. Rattler with Lloyd to his right. He's going to give it to him, and he's going to go with the inside zone, breaking a tackle, and it just continues to churn down the field. 1st and 10 again for the Gamecocks. Rattler now 1st and 10. He wants to throw to the outside route, and Sampson hit as he catches it, but he turns upfield, and that is a 1st down touchdown for the Gamecocks, 14 yards out. And that is a beautiful answer after the interception. You've got to take advantage of those turnovers. We have not had many of them this year. And a beautifully run play by the Gamecocks as Alex Huntley gets his second sack, or his first sack of the day, his second tackle for loss of the day, as Cade McNamara had nowhere to go. This time he's going to go to Edwards, who breaks the tackle on the screen, and he's off to the races. Oh my goodness, past the 30, past the 20 to the 15, and pushing his way down to the 8-yard line. Oh man, Cade McNamara, just a simple screen pass, and it turns into that, but Blake Corum will be stuffed on 3rd and goal, so the Gamecocks force them to a field goal here with about 4.5 minutes remaining. Best case scenario, in my opinion, as Rattler and company getting their feet going now as he fires outside to Corey Rucker. They love those curl routes. It has been very effective against offenses this year. You just lull them into a sense of comfortability, and they are not ready to handle those curl routes. But that time, Marshawn Lloyd got 12 yards on the ground. So now it's a 1st and 10. Rattler, play action to Lloyd. He's going to step up and fire to Sampson. Sampson cuts it up the field to the 10 and down at about the 7, maybe the 8-yard line. 29 yards out for Landon Sampson, the young receiver, shining strong in this bowl game. He has 90 yards receiving and a touchdown on just 3 catches, and he has been very key to our success. 3rd and goal now there, 0 of 5 on 3rd downs, looking to change that with a touchdown. Rattler gives it to McDowell. He is going to cross the goal line. Touchdown, South Carolina from 3 yards out. I mean, that was about as close as you can possibly get it without, maybe he was down. I mean, without crossing that goal line, that's as close as you can get it. And it looked like he had a knee down before he did, but the refs are going to give him the touchdown. McNamara beautifully run bootleg, and he delivers that to Andrell Anthony as he just, man, that was right on the money. Moving in the pocket too, fading away. And the Wolverines now on a 3rd and 5, should have been picked off. Mo Kaba jumps the route, and he just had a big collision on the route there, and he had his hands on the ball, but the Wolverines settling for another field goal, and that one, I mean, booted all the way from left field, but he's got it to go. So 34-21 is your score now. Rattler on a 3rd and 9 is going to stall the offense out. Jaheim Bell, even if he had caught it, wasn't a 1st down, so they're going to have 8 minutes now to come back from being down 34-21. McNamara on 3rd and 7 goes to Edwards, and he is slammed to the ground. 5 yards on the play, but they're not going to go for it this time. And this is where it's got to begin. A touchdown here, no question. Rattler's going to give it to Lloyd to start the drive. He's going to weave past a few linemen. He's got 11 yards now, 2nd and 3. Rattler out of the shotgun, looking to pitch it possibly. Pitches it back to Carroll, and he has nowhere to roam. 5 yards against, or 5-yard loss for the Gamecocks, and now a 3rd and 8. Rattler out of the shotgun. McDowell's to his right. Lloyd might be injured a little bit. Rattler's going to go to the post route to Bell, and he just can't get his hands on it. He couldn't get high enough in the air. Beautiful coverage by the Wolverines, and a 4th and 8 now. Rattler out of the shotgun. McDowell continues to spell Lloyd. Now it's going to be a play action. Rattler instantly under pressure, so he rolls to his right, fires off his back foot, and it's caught by Jaheim Bell. Coming back to it. Awkward positioning, and the Gamecocks tight end makes a beautiful catch to keep things alive. Now 1st and 10, Rattler out of the shotgun. He throws again to Bell, who's lit up at the end of that play, but he holds on. He's got 12 yards. As Sampson is going to help him up, and is that, yeah, that's the first, or they are now on a 3rd and 4, and they are going to be incomplete. It's going to be a shovel pass that just falls harmlessly to the ground. But what I was saying is they've only converted 1 of 8 third downs so far today, and now it's another 4th and 4. Rattler wants to throw into coverage, but Sampson, a beautiful spinning move as he found just the tiniest of holes in that zone. And this offense is cooking. Now 1st and 10, Rattler rolls out of the pocket, fires to Sampson, got some nice blocking, he's gone. Touchdown, Landon Sampson. Another big catch. He just had the 4th down catch, and this time he gets a 2nd touchdown on the day. That is a big view into what kind of receiver we're going to have next year with Landon Sampson. On a 2nd and 3, though, Andrell Anthony making another clutch catch for this Wolverines offense. He's going to rumble down for 10 yards. About 3 minutes and 40 seconds left as we have a 2nd and 9. McNamara fakes it to Edwards, wants to throw, rolling around the pocket, finally finds some open space, and he's got a lot of room to run. Spun down around the 40-yard line, maybe the 36 is where they're going to mark him. They're going to push him back a little bit now, 2nd and 16. As McNamara, he's going to keep the ball. He is all alone in the backfield, so a surprising odd time that the Wolverines call a no-back set, as he is just going to run this down, just trying to prevent the Gamecocks from even getting another opportunity. But McNamara, 3 seconds left, he snaps it, he just runs it straight up the middle, a quarterback draw, and he's hit hard, but it's a 9-yard run. Very efficient play calling by the Wolverines. Now 3rd and 8. McNamara is just running the clock down again. Instead, he snaps it really quickly this time. Under pressure, firing backwards, and it's caught by Clemens. Darius Clemens, 33 yards, but the more impressive was Cade McNamara's backwards off of his back foot throw, and that's going to set up the Donovan Edwards touchdown, as they would not get the 2-point conversion. So this one stands at 40-28 with 2:08 remaining. Spencer Rattler on 1st and 10. He wants to fire to Juice Wells deep down the field across the 40, stepping back and spinning at the 30 and across down to the 15, to the 10, to the 6-yard line. 68 yards. The Gamecocks now 1st and goal, in beautiful position. Rattler steps up into coverage, but it's caught by Kenyon. Trayvon Kenyon with his 3rd straight touchdown in 3 weeks. And that is a beautifully run drive by the Gamecocks. So no timeouts left for Carolina. The Wolverines have a 3rd and 8 for the game. McNamara fires into coverage, and David Spalding, he had the hot start at the beginning of the year with 3 interceptions in our first 2 weeks, but he hasn't really had much since then. Rattler now 1st and 10. They have a chance, a legitimate chance to win this one. 21 yards to Juice Wells on the first pass of the drive. Now 1st and 10. 36 passes for Spencer Rattler today. Rattler this time is going to fire into coverage. Trayvon Kenyon tried to make his way back to it, but he just couldn't get there quick enough. He is spun down, and the ball is falling harmlessly to the ground. Now 2nd and 10. Rattler sets his feet and fires to Jaheim Bell, and he's got a 1st down, 23 yards down the field. Now they are cooking. 1st and 10. Play action, rolling to his right. Wants to go for a touchdown. Off his back foot, and it's caught. Touchdown by Kenyon. A dot from Spencer Rattler, and after starting with 2 interceptions, he has delivered 5 straight touchdown passes for this offense. And the Wolverines, with 5 seconds left, not much you can do. Hail Mary, it almost got to the end zone, but it's deflected, and we have won the Outback Bowl. How many times are we going to do this? A comeback win over the 11th ranked Wolverines. 42-40 is your final score. A 28-0 comeback after going down by 4 scores in the second quarter was not on my bucket list or not on my radar, but we did it. Spencer Rattler started out terrible, 2 interceptions. One was basically a touchdown because it got them the ball at the 1-yard line. 25 completions on 41 attempts, 400 yards, 5 touchdowns. Just a great comeback game from him after that start. He has been immaculate since we put him into the starting lineup again, so I'm very, very glad we did that. Unfortunately, it is his final game as a Gamecock. Marshawn Lloyd, 16 for 108, no touchdowns today for him. It is scary to think that he might be gone next year, but we have a chance to bring him back. We'll just have to see how the draft goes. Juju McDowell, 3 for 17. He did have a touchdown as well. Landon Sampson, very impressive. 8 receptions, 160 yards, 2 touchdowns. That was a great showing for him. Jaheim Bell, 4 for 54. Marshawn Lloyd, 3 for 19. Corey Rucker, 3 for 49 and a touchdown. And Trayvon Kenyon added 2 touchdowns as well. He has had a great, very productive last couple weeks of the year. Defensively, finally got the turnover ball going. O'Donnell Fortune with 9 tackles. He led the team, 1 tackle for loss. Mo Kaba had a sack. We had Jordan Birch with a sack. Terrell Dawkins with a sack. Alex Huntley with a sack. Nick Barrett with a sack. And then we had a couple interceptions as well. You guys saw Cam Smith had 1. And then also Anthony Rose had 1. So, man, a win in the Outback. We finished 9-4. Number 6 in the country now. And a great way to end the season. As far as everything else goes for this season, I'm going to have a recap coming out in a few days that you guys will see. I'm going to be on a cruise, so I will have no way to contact you guys or post anything, but I should have this video ready to go. When you guys see it, it obviously will be uploaded, and then the next video will be a season recap, and then we'll discuss the offseason once I make my way back. But we will take a look at the bowl games just because I don't really want to do that in the regular season recap. As you can see, a couple of close games here and there. None of these are really all that important. Kansas blew out Oregon, or beat Oregon. I shouldn't have said blew out, but beat Oregon in the Holiday Bowl. Duke's Mayo Bowl, NC State took down Western Kentucky. Virginia Tech, 23rd ranked, beat Rice in the Independence Bowl. Then we had Georgia Tech, who has been very good in this simulation so far. They went 10-3 on the year. They were able to upset or beat Texas Tech in the Cheez-It Bowl. Maryland takes down TCU in the Texas Bowl, the Tax Bowl, I guess I should call it. Going down here, we're going to get into a little bit more of the important ones. The Peach Bowl, ACC versus SEC. Wake Forest lost to the Aggies, who started out very good this year, but they fell off a little bit. We're not going to be able to see their schedule, but if you guys remember, they were like 6-0 at one point when they beat us, I think. 6-1, 6-0, something like that. Ole Miss beat Wisconsin by force of the Big Ten, losing to the SEC there in the Tax Slayer Bowl. That was the one we were in last year. North Texas lost to Indiana in the First Responder Bowl. Penn State by 1 point over LSU in the Citrus Bowl. Alabama dominates Utah in the Rose Bowl. Oregon State beats up on Temple in the Fiesta Bowl. Notre Dame beats Georgia pretty handily. 2 touchdowns in the Sugar Bowl. Florida beats Baylor by a lot in the Cotton Bowl. Orange Bowl, ACC versus Big Ten. North Carolina wins by 3 over Michigan State. Birmingham Bowl, Auburn wins over Army. In the national championship game, Ohio State wins it 48-21 behind the arm of C.J. Stroud. He looks like he had himself a day. Let's see how he did. Hunter Card for the Texas Longhorns struggled, but yeah, C.J. Stroud, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He had a great day. Trayvon Henderson, 20 attempts for 147 yards and a touchdown, and that is going to do it for Season 2. It has been a great ride so far this year. If you guys have enjoyed this season, hit the like button, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you're ready for the recap, and then also ready for the off season, no matter whether that's a live stream or a video coming out in the next couple weeks. Thank you all for joining me for this journey so far, and I hope we can continue it for a long time to come. Talk to you guys next time.